Dear students, today we will discuss about flow curves. So in rheology, there are different types of flow curves based on the shear stress and shear rate graph. So from the figure, you can see there are different types of flow: Bingham flow, pseudoplastic, Newtonian, dilatant, etc. So we will discuss each one separately. Okay, so there are mainly two types of flow: Newtonian flow or Newtonian fluid and non-Newtonian fluid. Then plastic flow, Bingham plastic. Then this non-Newtonian fluid again classified into pseudoplastic and dilatant. Okay, we will discuss in detail. So to discuss about different types of flow curves, we have to study one equation, that is minus dv by dy is equal to 1 by eta into tau minus tau y. So what is tau? Tau is the shear stress, that is equal to force by area, and mu is the viscosity. Then du by dy is the rate of shear deformation. So in this case, the figure shows the behavior of a liquid which requires a minimum stress, that is known as yield stress or yield value, before its plastic flow occurs. So this figure shows about the ideal plastic flow. So here you can see, here there is a gap from the origin to start the graph or Bingham flow. This gap or this value of shear stress is known as yield stress, that is tau represented by tau y, and this eta is known as the plastic viscosity. This eta is known as plastic viscosity. So the reciprocal of this viscosity is called mobility, which is the analog of liquid fluidity. So this type of rheological behavior was first discovered by Bingham, the scientist. So that is known as Bingham body. So Bingham plastic means the behavior of a liquid which requires a minimum stress, that is shear stress, before its plastic flow occurs. We can see some examples, that is oil, paint, tomato paste, toothpaste, etc. So we daily press the toothpaste. After pressing only it will flow. That is known as the yield stress here. That's why the flow does not start from the origin, it starts from after some yield stress value. Okay, so if the curve of a plastic flow is not a straight line, then it is known as quasi-plastic. So the slope of the curve is known as plastic viscosity, represented by mu, or in case of the equation it is eta. Okay, clear? So next one is about Newtonian fluid. So if the flow curves obey the direct proportionality between shear stress and shear rate, then it is known as Newtonian fluid. So it will pass through the origin. In the figure, it is clear from the graph that this one is called Newtonian fluid. That is a straight curve. Here also it is mentioned. So shear stress and shear rate, in that what is the, it start from the origin, and here n is equal to 1, and this fluid is known as Newtonian fluid. Examples are water, fruit juice, milk, vegetable oil. So this is the plastic fluid. This is the ideal Bingham plastic we already discussed. Then these two are the non-Newtonian fluids. It can, in that case, n will be less than 1, and in this case n will be greater than 1. That we will discuss. So this is, in this case, that Newtonian fluid means n is equal to 1. It will be a straight line pass through the origin, and it will be direct proportionality between shear stress and shear rate. Then tau is equal to k into dv by dy all raised to n. Okay, so what is tau? Tau is the shear stress. Then k is the proportionality constant, that is called viscosity. We can represent it by mu. Then the fluid is known as Newtonian. So dv by dy will be the shear rate. So if it is mu, then it is tau equal to mu into dv by dy all raised to n, where n is equal to 1. Then it is known as Newtonian fluid. So next one is non-Newtonian fluids. So this one is Newtonian, and these two are the non-Newtonian fluids. there are passes through the origin, but it is not a straight line or not a straight relationship. So pseudoplastic is also known as shear thinning, and dilatant it's also known as shear thickening. So first we will check the equation. Delta is equal to 1 by eta n into tau minus tau y all raised to n. Okay, so what is tau and what is eta? Here n is the power law constant. This n is the power law constant, and eta double dash. This is the eta double dash. It is the apparent viscosity. So in an ideal Newtonian liquid, tau y will be 0. That is, it starts from the origin. That's why it is tau y. Shear stress will be 0. And n is equal to 1. That is, power constant will be equal to 1. So we can take this eta double dash or apparent viscosity as 1, that is Newtonian viscosity. Then the equation can be written as like this. Okay, tau is equal to 1 minus eta into tau. So delta is equal to 1 by eta into tau. That is known as Newtonian liquid. And otherwise we can tell delta is equal to 1 by eta into tau raised to n. So if n is equal to 1, then it is known as Newtonian liquid. If it is not equal to 1, then if it is less than 1 or greater than 1, then it will become non-Newtonian fluids. Okay, so if the curve is concave towards the shear stress axis, then the flow is called dilatant. If the curve is concave towards shear stress axis, then it is called dilatant. And if it is convex towards the shear stress axis, then it is called pseudoplastic. Okay. So that is non-Newtonian fluid. If the flow curves do not obey the direct proportionality between shear stress and shear rate, then it will become non-Newtonian fluid, but it passes through the origin. It's a type of quasi-viscous flow. So if it n is less than 1, then it is called non-Newtonian pseudoplastic. If n is greater than 1, then it is known as non-Newtonian dilatant. And coming to pseudoplastic again, so if the curve is convex towards the shear stress axis, the flow is said to be pseudoplastic, and it simply from the shear rate axis or coming to the x-axis, it is known as a concave downward curve. Okay, so in this case, the viscosity is apparently high under low shear forces. So the consistency decreases with increase in shear rate. Consistency decreases with increase in shear rate. That is an important point. So then when n is equal to less than 1 and consistency decreases with increase in shear rate and convex towards the shear stress axis, then it is called pseudoplastic fluids. So condensed milk, fruit purees, vegetable soup, then blood, etc. is examples for the pseudoplastic flow. Then coming to thixotropic. This is coming under the pseudoplastic flow. When the shear force are low, there is no flow at all until yield stress is reached, after which flow occurs. So in the more extreme cases, it is happening. That is when shear force is very low, there is no flow at all until yield stress is reached, after which flow occurs. So these types of fluids are called thixotropic. In this case, viscosity decreases with time, and the shear stress decreases with time of shear. Then again coming to dilatant flow. So non-Newtonian, there is pseudoplastic and dilatant. In relation with the pseudoplastic and dilatant, there are two types of flow or material, rheopactic and thixotropic. So in case of dilatant, if the curve is concave towards the shear stress axis, then its flow is said to be dilatant. That is when n greater than 1, a low apparent viscosity under low shear stresses, becoming more viscous as the shear rises. Okay. നമ്മൾ ഇത് മനസ്സിലാക്കിയിട്ട് ഇത്രയും സംഭവമാണുള്ളത്, അതെങ്ങനെയാണ് റിലേഷൻ എന്ന് മനസ്സിലാക്കിയിട്ട് പഠിക്കാം. Consistency increases with increase in shear rate, and examples are homogenized peanut butter and honey. Okay, this is the case when n greater than 1. So consistency increases with increase in shear rate, and low apparent viscosity under low shear stress will become more viscous as the shear rises. So this type of fluids are called dilatants. Okay, in this case also there is a more extreme condition. In that extreme condition, there will be zero apparent viscosity under low shear. Such materials are called rheopectic. In that case, shear stress increases with time of shear at a given shear rate. Okay, so there are mainly four types of flow: Newtonian fluid, and first one is Bingham plastic, second one is Newtonian fluid and non-Newtonian fluid. In non-Newtonian fluid, there are pseudoplastic and dilatant. Okay, in pseudoplastic and dilatant, there is one more, that is rheopectic and thixotropic. So connect ചെയ്ത് പഠിക്കാൻ try ചെയ്യാം. Thank you. I hope you clear. Then the examples for these flows, this Newtonian liquid, pseudoplastic, dilatant, then Bingham plastic, thixotropic, that also you have to check. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Thank you.